Welcome back to another Divine exclusive video. So, I'm going to talk about chosen ones being deep thinkers. And there's a reason for this. So, like I've been talking about, chosen ones are star seeds. They're different beings that were appointed out, anointed by God. And a lot of people don't know the people that are chosen ones. Some of them don't know this because they're still young and they still haven't had their spiritual awakening yet. But there's different things that they experience. There's different things that they see, how they feel, how they think, uh, different circumstances that play out in their life as opposed to the everyday person. So there's a reason for this. So like, back in school, uh, from the school days, it was kind of hard to really detect because, when you're a kid, you're trying to fit in with everyone. But as the chosen ones get older, it starts to become a little bit more obvious. You're in the real world, you're going to a real job, so after the college phase or whatever, then things start to become real. They start to settle in and it starts to be like, okay, this person is, other people can sense it. But see, other people can't explain it, and chosen ones are always thinking like, damn, no matter how hard you try, you can't fit into a certain dynamic. You can't fit into certain jobs. You can't fit in with certain people in certain areas. So the biggest thing is, you're highly aware and highly intuitive about your surroundings. Chosen ones are deep thinkers because they're always thinking about, they're very beyond surface level. They're individuals with depth. So they're always looking beyond the surface, beyond the pale of how situations and how people are, and see, a lot of times the chosen ones don't know. I mean, a lot of times before they have their spiritual awakening, they say, "Oh, I'm in my head a lot and I'm always overthinking." But there's a reason for that. There's a reason because they carry that discernment, they carry that awakening, they carry that wanting to understand what the situation is. And see, before you have the spiritual awakening, you'll just think you're crazy. You'll just think there's something wrong with you. You think that, okay, I'm not fitting in, or I'm not doing this. This is not playing out. I have an issue. I have a problem. So one of the worst things you can do is label yourself a problem, and you spend all this time trying to see if you have this problem or not, but you don't, because you haven't had your spiritual awakening. So naturally, any chosen ones watching this, anyone who feels different or stands out, you know, even though it's not normal, it's normal for you if you think deep, if you're an overthinker, if you're always in your head about something, because that's your intuition, that's your awareness, that's your discernment trying to come into full fold. And you're never gonna be surface level. It's just not gonna happen with you. It's because you have so much depth. It's because you can see inside of situations. It's because you can look at people and detect kind of what's going on. You can look at people and see, damn, that person's been carrying a lot of shame. That person's been carrying burdens. That person, you know, is grieving. That person is trying to get up. Like, you can see these intuitions on people. You can read people, and that's why chosen ones are kind of outcast and despised, because people can kind of sense it. So people can't understand it, but they can sense that looking at you, it feels like judgment. Looking at you, it feels like, dang, I feel ashamed. I feel embarrassed. Let me try to be on my best behavior. This person, like they feel like, people feel like you know something about them that they don't want you to know. So that's why people are always on guard when they're around the chosen ones, especially the first time meeting them. But see, chosen ones are thinking there's something wrong with me. I'm a deep thinker. Uh, you know, I can't fit in, or there's something that always goes wrong with these interactions with new people. then it has to be me. See, chosen ones are, see, that's your flesh talking. That's not your spirit talking. Your flesh is saying there's something wrong with you. You need to figure this out. You need to do better. You need to put in more effort. You need to put in more time. You need to change your approach towards people. Now, changing your approach, that is true. But everything else in terms of you're a failure or you're this or you're that or you have a label or there's something wrong with you, there's something that you haven't diagnosed that you should get. See, all these things are to lure you and pull you away from your purpose. All these things are sent as distractions. So, chosen ones, be okay with being overthinkers or deep thinkers or whatever you want to call it, because that's just a part of your purpose. Your purpose is to awaken people. Your purpose is to bring light into this world. Your purpose is to provide a new dynamic, a different perspective, to be authentically in a world that does not offer that regularly. Your purpose is to enlighten people. Your purpose is to bring out a different side. Is to bring out the best in people. So you being an overthinker is actually, for the normal person, that may seem like you're crazy. That may seem like you're hallucinating, or you got schizophrenia, or you hear voices, or you got some kind of mental diagnosis that should be helping you gain clarity of why this is happening. But see, for the chosen ones, it's a good thing, because being a deep thinker, you can discern, you can see things on people. You can see what like, just for me, like I can, and we're not trying to judge anyone, but I can go out in public. I was just a couple of days ago, I was just walking in the park, and I was just walking around and seeing, and sometimes I would conversate, and see, when I would conversate, it's not that I brought these things up, and I just could kind of sense it, like I'll ask someone, like, not just are you okay, but have you been, have you been going through some things, do you, I'm not the most spiritual person, but I'm like, hey, do you need me to pray for you? Do you need, it's kind of like I can kind of sense and pick up, like, this person is going through something, and they're afraid to, because a lot of people are embarrassed of shame. They're embarrassed to express, because every time you ask someone, hey, are you good? Or hey, how you doing? People say, hey, I'm good. That's everyone's reaction. No one's going to say, hey, oh, I just lost this person, or I'm going through this, or I'm going through this tough situation, this financial crisis. No one's going to open up and be like that and say, hey, can you pray for me? You're never going to hear that. People are always going to say, I'm good. And I'm good could mean a million things. Now, 1% of that could be, hey, I'm doing actually fine. My mental's fine, my physical's fine, I'm emotionally fine. But 99% of that is, I'm good right now, but this is happening and this is keeping me in this loop. I lost my job. I, just got out of this horrible relationship. I just got out of this horrible ending. I lost someone close to me. A friend of mine's passed. I lost my pet. So no one's ever going to come out and say those things. But see, chosen ones, us being deep thinkers, we could automatically kind of have that intuition when we roll up on someone, like, this person has been through one of those things, like one of those things I just mentioned. Like, chosen ones in our head, we're thinking this person has been through one of those things. Like, we could just sense it. We could just pick up on the intuition. We could just pick up what's going on. And see, when we're asking questions, we're not asking, or when we receive the answers, it's not like something that we're surprised by. We're just wanting to be there for clarity. And see, chosen ones, this is why, God put this assignment on you, is because to be in that situation, to pray for that individual, to let a person know that hey, you're actually heard, that in a world full of people that don't see it or don't get it or don't care, there are some people that do. So we're just to enlighten people to the fact that whatever they think, whatever enigma or whatever topic or however they feel that the world is actually is. We're actually supposed to be or to be the opposite, to not reflect that, for them to know, okay, well, damn, there is some type of hope. But see, us being overthinkers is just to discern. It's not just to discern those situations. It's to discern good situations, bad situations. So if someone comes up on us with an offer, and anytime if someone comes with an offer with a lot of money or with some type of scheme, or we could discern that quickly and be like, no, that's not from God. Because anything that could come very quickly can be taken away. It's just like money on the streets. It's just like anyone doing drugs. When you're making fast money, you're going to lose the money fast. If it takes you a long time to get a certain amount of money, it's going to take you a long time to lose it. If you have the discipline to contain money, and save money for a while, when you get a breakthrough, when you get a lot of money, you're going to have the discipline not to let it go. So it all works in retrospective. So when chosen ones are presented with an option of money or an option of something that's quick, we automatically know it's not from God. It's not from the Most High. So it's not going to last. It's not for me. So chosen ones, you're deep thinkers. You probably noticed this since you were young, but it's evident now when you're in the actual world, when you're working a job, when you're around your peers, when pretty much once you get on your own, it becomes more aware. You're a deep thinker, you're an overthinker, however you want to frame it, but don't run from it. It's not a curse. It's actually a gift in most situations. Now, does it get annoying always being overthinking? Yes. Especially if you're just in a situation, you're walking by, you're in the park, you're in the store, whatever you're doing, sometimes you're just trying to focus on what you're doing. You go into a store, hey, you're just trying to get some stuff for your house. You're going to work out, you're just trying to get your workout in. You're doing certain activities you're not thinking about. Not that you don't care or you're not in tune to the world, but sometimes you're just on a mission. And when you're an overthinker, you're still thinking too much beyond the mission, and it's like, damn, I just want to focus on this. I just want to focus on coming into the store, get what I need for the house. I just want to focus on going to the gym, getting what I need to get done. I just want to focus on one particular thing, but you can't. You're so it's like your mission is so big. See, that's how you know you're a chosen one, because you're doing regular things, but this thought is still coming up on you, what if that person's going through this, or this situation is happening like this. You're always getting perspective. You're always getting intuition. You're always getting discernment on not just people, but circumstances around you. That's how you know your calling is so huge in this world. And, that's why you get so many attacks, because people can sense that. People can sense this person is not just here. When you're on that job, they're like, this person is not just here to work a job. Wherever you're at, they're like, this person is not just on this earth just to be like an everyday person, to be like a normal 9 to 5 person, go home to his family. And not like, this person is on here for something special. This person has something. It's something about this person that I should be paying attention to. So that's what people were thinking. There's something about this person. This person is not the average person. And that's why they can't talk to you like they talk to every average person, because they feel unease, because they know there's something different. They know there's something that they can't they can't wrap their finger around it. So you're deep thinkers, embrace it. Don't be upset about it. Just understand that this is just the calling of my life. You can't run from that calling. Look at what Jonah tried to do in the Bible. Jonah tried to run from the calling. God ordered a fish or a big whale, whatever you want to call it, to swallow him. That's what happens. You cannot run from what God has called you to. And you can't be embarrassed of it, because there's a lot of blessings. There's a lot of, God knows what's best for you. So never think that there's something wrong with you because you're an overthinker, you're a deep thinker. Just always think, this is because I have a deep assignment on my life. This is because I have a deep calling on my life. This is because I'm supposed to be very intuitive and pick up on things. And this is how God wanted you to be. So please like, subscribe, and feel free to leave a comment. But chosen ones, be embraced, be encouraged. You know, you think a lot, but that just means you have depth. You have a lot of depth to you in a world full of surface level transactions. So be proud of it. All right, see you next time.